welcome to another exciting edition of Are You Garbage? The show where you find out if your favorite comedians are classy individuals or absolute trash. Now, here are your hosts, Kevin Ryan and H. Foley.
Hey, everybody out there, and welcome back to everybody's new favorite podcast. This is Are You Garbage?
Hey.
It's our little show. We sit down with your favorite comedians, and we find out if they're good to be classy, or if they're just a big old piece of shit.
Shit.
I'm your host, H. Foley, coming at you on a beautiful day. We're out back here at Tootie's, baby, but you folks know that because you're the goddamn homies.
The Hermes.
Yeah, here for a little bonus episode. I'm your host, H. Foley. Did I already tell you that?
Who knows, buddy? You're in fucking Bonkos land right now.
Little quick trip to Foleyville. My co-host is coming at you from across the table. Slightly annoyed with me right now.
No.
CEO of Are You Garbage, international businessman, recent man who stopped taking his Rogaine.
Yes.
Not taking his medicine anymore.
Stop taking my Propecia. Still on a Rogaine.
You're still doing that?
I'm still on a Rogaine.
What are you doing? You're in a fucking gunfight with a fucking wiffle ball bat.
Nah, Rogaine
Cash
works,
it in.
baby. Rogaine works.
Kevin James Ryan, everybody.
What up, gang? Thanks for tuning in. We fucking love you. It's lifeblood of the fucking...
Yes, sir.
Lifeblood of the operation here.
Yes,
what can
sir.
I say? The fucking Patreon, I mean, yeah, the homies are fucking life changers.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that.
Life changers.
I go full gump. That's all I have to say about that. Patreon's the greatest website of all time. I love all the homies. That's all I have to say about that.
How about a nice quick shout out to our producer extraordinaire, the Magic Man, makes us all look good, works those ones, works those twos, crosses those T's, dots those I's, dabbles in the 3s and 4s every once in a while.
Hey,
and now,
who hasn't, huh?
nothing wrong with it. How about a nice little shout out to T-Bone McScruffins, Toby McMullen, over there on the Toby Cam.
What up, dudes?
What up,
buddy?
T-Barn?
No, we're having a fucking fun-ass day today,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
No
Good
demonetization here, baby. Fuckity fuck.
Fuck you. Come get me, YouTube.
Let
These
it all
are
hang
ad-free. So I'm sitting there on my cunt the other day. Just start fucking leaning into it.
So there I am, jerking off. Gang, we're here for a bonus episode. Boys, how the hell are you?
I'm good, buddy. This is all right. Pull the curtain back a little bit.
Let's pull it back a little bit. Take the curtain off in the pillowcases.
to get you present. We just did the Joey Coco Diaz episode, which will be coming out tonight. If you listen to this on the day this comes out,
Machi.
it'll be coming out tonight on YouTube and then obviously everywhere on all the other platforms, all the other audio platforms.
iTunes there.
iTunes, Stitcher, Podcatcher, Podkeys, Pod whatever.
Let's push that up. Do a little review over there. Drop a review for the boys over there on the iTunes.
Sure, That
When
don't
they
matter no more.
Storm those gates.
iTunes don't fucking matter. It ain't a battleground no more.
It's for face throwing purposes. I can show Patty. Shut her up.
Show her the YouTube numbers. You know why?
I'm not your goddamn dancing monkey.
Oh, wow.
Luke, get in here.
Oh, man.
Toby, get your skateboard and get out.
I just saw red. Leave me fucking hanging. I thought we were going to do a cool alley-oop.
Look, Luke's right there at the screen door.
Chomping at the bit, waiting to come in the house. Stay in the yard.
Does Luke know how to do everything?
You don't know how to have an uncircumcised penis, I'll tell you that much.
It's true, and I wish you did not know how to do that. Or, no, I don't know.
It's so weird they didn't clip you.
They did my brother, and then he screamed so much it bummed him out. They were like,
Well, why'd they watch?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Let the doctors do that in the back room.
It's not a goddamn matinee. Jesus, they stand there and watched?
Listen, buddy, you can kick the tires on this thing all you want, but it's fucking, this thing moves. Man.
Wait, so is your dad circumcised?
Yeah.
So you're the only guy in your family not circumcised?
Yeah.
Ooh, they don't love you.
Whoa,
That's
that is
weird.
No wonder why they shipped you off to military school or wherever you went. Get that fucking uncut guy out of my house.
Get that freak books out of here. Mondo freak books.
Fuck
No,
you.
the actual reason was the doctor didn't have scissors big enough. Come on. What are we doing?
You got to get those ones that you open up a grocery store with. They were breaking into new Arby's down the
You gotta
street.
switch. My blood's running cold. I can't. I picture like those rusty shears for like hedge trimmers. I can't now. All right, we gotta switch.
Man, dude, our lawn equipment when I was a kid was really, really behind the times.
I remember us having a hoe.
We were like the Yugoslavian
That's
army,
no way
dude.
to talk about your mother.
She's old. No kidding. I remember having a hoe, and I remember being like, "This thing is outdated."
Oh, dude, we had a
I
hoe.
go, "Who's doing anything with this anyway?"
We had this rusty metal wheelbarrow that we still have. We had those hedge clippers. We had a post hole digger that I think
We
they
had
put in
one
the Brooklyn
too.
Bridge with.
Yeah.
It was fucking brutal, man.
I don't understand why we had all that stuff. We weren't doing yard. Like, I mean, we had a fucking.
I'll tell you why you had
old
it.
school John Deere.
You
to cut
had
the
that
grass.
because your grandparents had that, and then when they bought the house or when they moved in, you got all. When they were cleaning up the garage or doing whatever, you got all that shit.
That didn't. Nothing came from. My grandparents had 9 kids, and my mom wasn't in line to get the fucking post digger. You know what I mean?
We had Splinter City back there. Fuck you up.
We had one of those old metal rakes, not the flimsy one, like one you would do a baseball field with. You know what I mean?
Talk about getting that thing would fucking rip you open like Wolverine.
That was the first time I never understood. I stepped on it.
And
I was old.
it's-
No, not that. No, like the hard one, not the flaky one.
Oh, a yard rake.
What do
Like
you mean?
it's steel.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the leaf
know.
rakes that had the metal
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
danced around.
They were always one or two of them missing or bent back.
I could still hear that scraping along the fucking driveway. Ugh, like Freddy's coming to get you. That thing's
Then when
As you're dragging it up the driveway, not even picking it up.
Oh my God! Someone's
fuck
chasing
yeah.
me.
Never.
We had the big plastic green ones. Those hit in the 90s.
Great.
Man, I remember getting fucking.
Do a whole neighborhood with
When
those.
we would have to rake the leaves, me and my brother, they'd give me like a hockey stick.
Yeah.
And he would have that, and I'd be like, "This fucking sucks, dude. You're over there moving units. I'm fucking swinging and missing over here.
Yeah.
I'm missing the fucking wrist shot."
You do a little yard work when you were a kid, son?
Oh yeah.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
All right. Out there protesting for fucking union wages, probably.
Oh, what? You a scab?
Yeah, it was a scab.
Yeah.
I worked for fucking bear money. Tell you that. Getting jammed up out there in the yard, getting screamed up by Patty. She threatened me not to make the meatloaf on a Sunday.
I
I'm
remember.
not going to cook if you don't get out there.
I remember. I always loved it when they would aerate the yard.
Oh, we never
Who
had
the
that.
fuck was doing that?
Oh,
Getting
yeah.
the
It turns
yard.
into little pellets.
Exactly, and
Whoa.
hides the dog shit, so you don't gotta gives you a couple 2-3 days.
I'll give you that.
We never got that shit. That was you lived on a golf course. That was fancy.
We would get a
people.
spray from time to time where they told you to close the windows and not go out for the skeeters.
That
or
was
something.
Green Thumb. Remember Green Thumb?
Yeah.
Those guys would roll up, fucking sprayed a joint.
Have a big
You
tank.
probably got a class action lawsuit on your
Dude,
hands.
they got a big tank of ooze,
Yeah.
a clear tank, and you could see it swashing around.
That
They
smell.
come out with the power wash gun.
That Roundup smell, that's not good for you.
Nah,
Yeah,
not
I've
good.
definitely gotten to drinking water. Stay away from the hose for a couple of summers. Holy shit.
Man,
Yeah,
it
I
was
remember that
lawless.
smell. Don't let the dog out there. That'll kill him. Jesus
Comes
Christ.
in, he's all green. We had a dog. Did you have a proper doghouse? My
From-
stepdad built a doghouse, and again, in every fashion of everything we've ever done in our house, it never got finished. It just stayed plywood and 2x4s. We had some siding. He's like, I'm going to bring siding home from a job and, like, do it up real, like I said, vinyl siding on it, put some shingles on it. Never did. It was
Throw
just
the kitchen in.
was do a basement reno on them.
Little dog cave downstairs.
Never fucking got there, man. And I used to play in there. Like, I was like little. It was a decent sized doghouse, but I could get in there, you know, and like hang up and like there was like the rafters. And
I
stuff.
wouldn't go in there
Man, there
if
was-
you paid me.
There was a hornet's nest in there one summer.
Dude.
That I'm talking.
What am
gave
I, a
us-
fucking tunnel rat in Vietnam? Get the fuck out of here. I'm not
gave
going
us-
in there.
It gave us 3 months, a whole summer long mission was to kill that fucking horrible wasp nest, whatever it was, man. You would get, and they didn't fuck with the dog. So he
Really?
he was chilling. But man, you would go near that thing,
Fuck
you would
that.
hear him.
Yeah.
Fucking
Rattling
the
around.
orchestra started playing. Fucking chasing you.
Rattling their cups on the bars like prisoners. Now, we had one in the backyard for our dog Mike. It took my parents a minute to get like
Sounds like the retarded son.
it took them a minute to get like 80s acclimated. Does that make sense? You know how like our parents were much warmer than the generation before?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so it took them a minute because when we started things out, when the Foleys came upon these shores, we had the doghouse in the back, and it was by a huge wall, and there was a huge cornfield and mountaintop behind us. that there was this guy that lived out there, and they told us if you cross that wall, he'll shoot you.
Salt guns was always the word. They're not going to shoot you with a shotgun, but it's like a salt pellet.
Yes.
It's a shotgun, but
They'll blast you in the ass, the rock salt.
Oh,
Yeah.
and it stings.
And I don't think anybody even lived back there. I don't think they wanted me out there eating the corn.
I remember being like
Go through the whole crop like the field of dreams.
I remember being like 98, and I'm like, no one's going to shoot me in this neighborhood. Like, I remember being like, this is a no one's just going to pull out a shotgun and shoot you. But those old houses, there was always the lore of the guy who lived in the old house.
Yes.
It's like what fucking Home Alone was based on. The neighbor.
Yeah.
The old neighbor who don't talk to nobody. Saves the day.
I was probably 12 or 11 or 12 when that came out. That guy still scared the fuck out of me.
I watch it still, and he gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Great performance by an actor. He was awesome.
Yeah.
That's my granddaughter there. I don't
That's
talk
my-
to my son.
I don't talk to my show. Why don't you talk to your family?
So good. So good. But Mike was out there in the doghouse, and he had a chain, like 100-foot chain, that he was
A
allowed.
chain or a cable? Like a
Chain.
Oh,
It was
God.
chain. He was a fucking big German Shepherd.
chain, though.
A chain.
That's illegal. Now.
And he was, I know, he was chained up out there. They had him for protection because my dad was a truck driver and he was on the road. And it was during the gas crisis in the late 70s. And we had the dog
living
for,
at a junkyard? Get the gas crisis. You got a German Shepherd.
Yeah, he jumped through the bay window. He jumped through the picture window of the house one time. Some guy came up in the middle of the night, tried to siphon gas out of my mom's car.
What?
Fuck, dog jumped through the window and chased him down the street. Got him. Neighbors had to go out and get the guy, save the guy's life. Mike was fucking him up.
Jesus.
Yeah, he used to not let my dad. My dad would come in the middle of the night from driving for Friedman's, and the dog wouldn't let him in the house because we were in there seeping. Fucking Mike was on patrol.
How mad was he paying a goddamn mortgage in this place? Fat kid sleeping up there fucking in Sheepy Town. He can't even come in and fucking get some heated up leftovers, throw a beat, and go to bed.
I'm on the other side of the door just eating an ice cream cone, looking him in the eye. See you in the morning, Tucker. Tough break, kid.
Damn.
But then Mike started getting a little bit older, and he had a porcupine incident up there. He got jacked up by a porcupine, and
Like Homeward Bound?
I don't
Oh,
never
man,
never saw the film.
Oh,
I
it's
couldn't do-
probably horrible.
I couldn't do those movies
At like
a
now,
certain
like
age. Oh
but
yeah,
I was 7, 8, whatever when that I was
too
my-
sad.
It was the boxer. No, it ended. It was a happy ending.
I don't care. I couldn't. After Old Yeller, I was done. I
They're
couldn't
not
watch
even
movies
close
like
to
that.
being the same movies.
They put a bullet in him, Kippy. Took him out behind the chemical shed. Old Yeller.
Where in your boot? Yeah, I mean that just because there's a dog in a movie doesn't mean all dog movies end with a guy getting shot. You ever seen Air Bud? That dude does shots.
Nah, I didn't like Air Bud. My parents got into Air Bud when we were out of the house. That's when they got Yingling.
Your parents got into Air Bud?
They had gotten a golden retriever. We've been golden retriever people ever
That's
since.
like joining the Marines after watching Jarhead. What parents get swept away in the Air Bud craze?
Because they had
I
a
didn't even fuck. Why are they watching Air? I didn't even
because
see
they
Air
had
Bud.
a baby golden retriever. They had Yingling.
That doesn't mean they have to watch Air Bud. What are you not putting together here?
If you have a golden retriever and a movie comes out about golden retrievers, you're obviously in the golden retrievers. You're going to watch the film. You're going to give it a spin.
I don't know. That movie was made for 7-year-olds. You were already out of the house. Your parents are 58. Hey, I hear Air Bud wide retriever is going to be a good
They
one.
watched them all. Yeah.
Man, you are next level dirtbag, and you're defending that. Okay, yeah, sure. I can guarantee Toby's parents have never seen Air Bud.
What? Yeah, for sure.
Have or haven't?
Have not.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Unless he did an Air Bud where he's a British detective.
Good Lord.
Lock the doors. No one leaves. Someone ate my homework.
Someone got in the garbage.
Hang on. We kept.
Wait, most parents out there who don't have kids in that age didn't see Air Bud.
All right. I'll give you that. We're an odd breed.
Okay. Yeah, you are. Fucking mutts, the whole lot of you. Fucking mangy mutts.
But then when we moved down to Wilkes-Barre, he had a house, but it was a much shorter thing, and that's when he had like a nice cable and stuff like that. But he used to go nuts out there in the backyard because we lived in front of a junkyard. There was a junkyard down the hill.
You had a junkyard dog.
No. There was a junkyard down this big-ass hill.
he wasn't a lawyer, all right?
He's diving through windows like Steven Seagal.
Yeah, he's
What are
on
you
a
talking
chain.
about?
He's jumping through windows, and there is a junkyard within proximity.
I will say this. If you were going to try to kill him, you better not miss. I'll tell you that. Because he was coming back with a vengeance.
I mean, You have a
They're
dog.
saying he's a bit of a hard target.
Oh,
You have
man.
a dog that protects against gas thieves.
Yeah.
Sounds like the plot of Waterworld. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, but he used to go nuts. People would try to like break into the house because it was, there was a shifty bunch that was down there in a junkyard, and he would just go nuts in the middle of the night, and we'd wake up and all come downstairs and be looking out the window. Man, talk about fucking anxiety. Thought they were coming through the fucking wire. And then as he got older, he was inside most of the time. Then we went to football practice one day and came back and, no more Mike. He was up with the Angels. Then we didn't have a dog until we moved down to Philly.
Yeah, we got rid of Pat. It took me a while to realize the farm wasn't the farm.
Sure.
Patches, I think 1 and 2 went to the farm, and we had no idea.
Yeah.
But that hits you later. I mean, that's like a hacky thing. Once you realize that farm, they weren't up there frolicking with sheep and goats and stuff.
No. I fell down that hill one time and fucked myself up.
What hill?
The hill that we had in the backyard that went down to the junkyard.
How do you fall down a hill?
How do you not fall down a hill? What do you mean? You lose your footing and you fall down the hill? Never fell down a hill before? What do you fall up a hill?
No.
No, but what a good line of questioning for today's topic.
Of course.
yeah.
How do you not fall down a hill? You're on top of the hill and you fall.
Yeah,
you
but-
roll down the hill.
I don't think I've rolled all the way down a hill to the point where I
didn't
can't
go all the way
stop.
down to the junkyard, but I kept tumbling and tumbling,
Okay.
and there was rocks and trees and bottles and shit down
Sounds like
there.
a cliff, if you're asking me.
It had some cliffy vibes, I'll give you that.
I mean, I've never like stumbled, and it's been like that scene from fucking Hot Rod where you can't stop and you just keep going.
I wasn't the most athletic child.
When I was a youngster, we used to do a thing where your one buddy would lay down and you would stand on top of them,
And
they
fuck them.
Well, if things
I'm
went right,
listening.
they grab your ankles, and then you'd bend over, and you'd grab their ankles, and you'd flip, and then you'd both roll together down the
Whoa.
hill, like end over end somersault style.
What?
That's crazy.
What are you, the Flying Graysons?
It's fucking fun as shit.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let me figure that out again. Your buddy lays down.
Yes.
You grab his ankles.
I've seen
Yes.
this in practice. I've never done it.
And then what happens?
And then you flip forward, so you go on your back, and the momentum lifts them up, and then you.
Imagine it
And then
turns
he
into
grabs your ankles as you're going forward.
Yeah.
And then you're like a.
it's like a square wheel kind of.
Jesus.
It's fun.
It's
dude.
a clunky wheel.
Man. We just went
Whoa.
on the little spinner thing in the playground
Merry-go-round.
and hung on that for dear life, and fucking somebody would
That
spin
metal
you around.
thing, that thing would get cooking.
Have you
in the
seen the
summer?
videos where they wrap the cable around it and hook it to a truck?
It's crazy.
Dude, that fucks
It's
people.
crazy.
That goes well for about 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then it's like centripetal forward. It turns into fucking world's sketchiest gravitron.
Dude,
That fucks people up.
that'd make you sick. That'll fuck up your inner ear.
Yeah, get the bends after that.
Not to mention you slam into one of those inchworms on the spring that go back and forth. Playgrounds used to be so fucking dangerous as a kid. I remember when they upgraded them because my elementary school, shout out to Shady Grove, they put like a bunch
Sounds
of
like an insane asylum.
You've made that joke before.
Okay, I'm sure I have.
It was a good time. They redid all that stuff, and that's
Hey
when
man,
they
a touchdown's a touchdown. You run up the middle. You run up the middle.
Hey, it's not my fault you're lobbing them across home plate here. I got to swing.
It's a game of inches.
fuck?
It's a game of inches, my friend. But they put in this sick fucking jungle gym. It had
Plastic?
like 4
I
parts.
remember when they went to
It
plastic.
wasn't plastic. It was metal, and it was coated with
Coated.
plastic on the
Yeah,
outside.
that was- I remember
Nice colors, nice monkey bars, fucking plastic slide, and everything had foam around it. So if
Foam.
so if you fell and hit your head, you were all right. But when I was banging, before that, man, they were like made out of fucking old Sherman tanks. It was all
It was
rust
that
and heat.
iron steel.
Oh.
I remember that.
Spinning around. Got fucked up on that one time.
We had one big slide. Big metal fucking, like, not stainless steel, whatever. It was like a reflective slide. Big blue thing at the top. Remember how they used to have, like, the little huts at the top?
Oh, they were great.
Man, and this thing, I remember would get so fucking hot to the point where, like, you would slide down and you get, like, a wet, like, your little fucking booty shorts would get and you would have to hop off. It was like frying bacon when you got down to the bottom. You fucking jumped off and he ran back up like a fucking stunat.
A little bit of butter. The first jungle gym that we had at our house in Mountaintop was one of those old 80s fucking metal ones, and it was a fucking death trap. This girl, I didn't realize this until years later, broke her hymen on it because she fell and just hit it perfectly. That's no good.
Fuck, man.
She injured herself very badly.
I'm sure. That's why I'm a little disturbed by it.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to play in the monkey bars for a while.
At least till you were 18.
I just imagine those old school playgrounds that were on asphalt, you know, like
Yeah.
fully on cement, and some little kid falling off the top and just face planting,
Oh, yeah.
and some dad just looking at a groundskeeper like maybe some mulch.
Yeah.
The kid's
Mulch.
fucking laying there bleeding.
That mulch
dude.
stunk, though. And plus, spiders and shit would be in that mulch.
Oh, yeah.
Get you.
I mean, we were way too late. I went to elementary school in, 86, so like 92, whatever, 92 started, 91, whatever it was, 5-6 years. And we had the same fucked up, like, all metal jungle gym playground till I got out of elementary school. Like, 98 or whatever it was.
Township had trouble bringing in some money, huh?
Jeez, I'm looking back. Dude, there was this one thing. It was like a rocket ship, but all metal tubes. And we would get in and hang. It was probably 7 feet.
Mhm.
We'd hang and kick each other. We called it chicken fights or something. Two people would hang and kick each other until one of them fucking fell. I remember my boy Matt cracked his head on the way down after I kicked him. I kicked him pretty hard. I went for the gonads.
Jammed you up.
Fucking, he dropped. It was kill or be killed at that day. Hey, buddy, it's either him or me, and I ain't leaving. I like breathing.
You know, it was a real shitty playground when they had a bunch of 18-wheeler tires halfway.
We had those
halfway buried.
They were all right.
Dude, you had to run across them.
We would
It
get
was
up
like
and hide
ISIS
in
training.
them. Yeah, that was a good time. We loved it.
Yikes.
Yeah, no. They had like 2 fat ones and then a big like tractor, not a tractor trailer, like a big old school John Deere like back tire. How they had the big back ones. Man, fucking playing those things would get hot as shit too.
Did you ever get in the wheel and roll down the hill?
No, I mean I'm not Amish. Who's doing that? That's fucking nuts. Who has that on hand? I mean, the school had them buried. No one. I mean, I didn't have any friends that had them at the crib.
We had a couple of big boys in the neighborhood. You get in there. It was not a fun time. I tell you, your equilibrium would get so fucked up when you crashed off of that.
Yeah, when you do 400 fucking circles upside down.
Yeah, it was like pilot training. It was not a fun time.
One of the fun times I remember was sledding. We fucking, people would be barreling down the hill, and you would try to jump over them at the last second, and then they would try to they would play by the rule, not but try to stop you. Oh man, you're all fucking padded up in snow pants and shit, just all fucking clunking together.
One of the worst anxiety things that I ever had was my brother had just had the kids. They were maybe like 3 and 4 years old. They had this beautiful German Shepherd, Regsy, and all the kids were over on this.
Why do they all have cop names?
He's named
Detective
after-
Mike, Officer Regsy.
named after Ronald Reagan.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, Regsy,
Jesus.
baby Regsy. But the fucking dog.
Who names a dog after a president?
They let the dog run around.
They like the acting so much.
And he, dude,
Nothing.
I
Big fan of Bedtime for Bonzo.
big fan of Here She Comes. But they were going down the hill, and the dog ran in front of the path and almost took out his hips, and it would have fucking really hurt him. Oh, dude, it was fucking. It kept me up for like 2 weeks. Would have traumatized the kids. Would have hurt the dog. Plus, I would have been persona non grata around the house, and then all of a sudden, my sister-in-law meatballs dry up. That's really what it was about.
Sure, yeah, okay. Seems like you're over it, by the way. Didn't go to bed for 2 weeks. Jesus Christ.
He
It's
passed away like a year later. His stomach got twisted.
What? How?
I don't know. Sometimes dogs, Google that. Sometimes their stomach gets twisted.
I know,
German
but you said
Shepherd.
it like you got hit by a car.
No, it just got twisted internally somehow. It's some kind of issue inside. Yeah.
Man,
Good dog.
the tragic times of a fucking Foley pet. It's like stuntmen. Jumping through windows, inverted assholes.
All your dogs died shooting 2 guns at the same time.
He said he could clear it. I didn't believe him.
Diving behind a bar.
What the fuck?
Man, if you had a way of going out, that ain't too bad. You're in a shootout in a bar, fucking diving behind a bar, fucking emptying 2 clips. Woo!
Looking for ammo? You got to count. I got 2 left.
Speaking of which, you were talking about us in the car, that John Wick 3. God damn it. That fucking knife fight scene where they're standing 2 feet away from each other, just fucking throwing knives at one another. Whew, that's a fucking action-packed fucking hour and a half right there.
Dude, I was gonna have you deported when you said you didn't like that first John Wick. It makes me so happy that you're back on board.
I just got, I kept getting halfway through it. You know what I mean? I kept getting like, I don't know, the puppy
Yeah, I can
died.
see how it gets boring. I mean,
just-
they're throwing fucking hand grenades at
just-
everybody.
yeah,
They kick a dog and then he murders 1,000 guys for 2 hours.
And now I love it. And I was telling you yesterday, I bought the TV just to watch 4, and it's only in theaters. Good film.
Yes, so I hear.
You never seen them?
The fourth?
No.
No, yeah, no.
You've seen all 3 though.
Mhm.
All right, cool. I would like
I mean, the guy who's just seen all 3 of them a week ago.
I would like to bring back the turtleneck. If I wouldn't be able to pull it off though. It'd be too.
No, I think you could do it.
You th-
Man, we should do an episode all of us in turtlenecks.
Good job.
Every time a joke bombs, we have to take something off just to reveal us in a turtleneck.
It's all right. I used to rock turtlenecks back in the day, and then in the late 80s, early 90s, I got into the mock turtlenecks, which was all the craze with the 7th and 8th graders.
Mm-hmm.
That and a chain on the outside, a little jacquard. Look out.
Yeah, you're
Couldn't
killing
tell
it.
me nothing. Killing it, Kippy.
Uh-huh.
Doing good.
Now look at you.
Yeah, now look at me. Feeling all right.
Uh-huh. Looking good.
Well, let's get to the business at 2-4, gentlemen.
Yeah.
What do you say?
I mean, that was a pretty good segue. We were talking. I'm obviously a very accident-prone human being.
Fragile kid.
Fragile kid.
Except for that noggin.
Yeah.
Cracked through
She's-
drywall with
She's
that
taking
thing.
some fucking stings. She's taking she's taking her fair share of licks. So we figured we would categorize, or that's not the word. What's the timeline thing? Chronologicalize?
Chronologically
Go-
go through our
That's not,
injuries.
there is one word that we could sum up these 19.
Chronologic-
I got it. I don't want to
What
give
is
it to
it?
you. I don't want to tell you.
Chronologically summarize.
No, dude, you guys.
Chronologically list.
It's just Chronicle, dude.
Chronicle.
Damn!
Chronicle.
Because these injuries are true to roof.
Oh, man. Watching you two drown with a life preserver in my hand,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, you're a bad friend. That's what that is. Let me sit here like an asshole in front of the homies.
I'll open it up. This injury didn't happen to me, but it was the first.
Okay, great story.
What the fuck?
It happened to my mom when we were living in Mountaintop. My cousin Harry, they lived next door, set his parents' bedroom on fire, which was down in the basement.
Sounds like a cool kid.
Little 70s pad. Shout out to my cousin Harry. With a book of matches, he set the house on fire. And Patty always wanted to be the hero, so everybody was out there trying to get the hose in the one of those windows that's on the ground that leads into the basement.
Sure.
And she kicked her leg through it and sliced her fucking thigh open like she was gushing blood.
That's how people die that way.
No shit, fucking dumb broad.
So what'd she do?
The fucking ambulance fucking had to take her away, and she had to get all sewn up and stitched up. That was my first foray into anxiety and injury. Was Patty fucking slicing up her femur, similar to the one that you did with the in the crick,
Yes.
which is probably, I would have to say, unless he has some bullet wounds that we don't know about,
You ever hit with a cannonball?
probably the biggest injury of the show.
Oh.
You jumping into
That's
that.
what's one of the biggest injuries. That's a very large injury for anybody to have.
Yeah. I never really broke anything. I've been jammed up.
Except hearts all over the inside, huh?
That's right, baby.
And seats in Midtown.
That's an alley-oop.
Stockton. My first one was first severe injury was most normal kids, 5, 4, 5, whatever it was, doing Superman off the couch.
Okay.
Fucking
Good time.
crack the head open.
Crack the head open.
Coffee table.
Coffee table, 5,
Sure.
6 stitches, cornered, like the stereotypical. I can fly, had some cape on, my jammies. Fucking figured I could launch off, catch some hang time at least. You don't know how quick you fall at that age.
How were you with the stitches? Because one of my first memories traumatized me was
Picking up on a fucking thing here.
a little trauma.
Yeah.
My brother slammed me into a bedpost when it was pre-kindergarten, which is why I have this scar right here.
Yeah.
And they brought me into the emergency room and they strapped me down, and they used to have this thing. It's called something. I can't remember what it is. But it's a life vest that's stapled to the operating table. And they put you in that to hold you down. And they were fucking working on me, and I was fucking bugging the fuck out.
Really? That seems like it's something you'd be real calm, cool, collected in.
Didn't-
Strapping you down in
Didn't
blood.
like it at all.
Yikes.
Leaking.
Leaking. Who took you to the hospital?
I don't even really remember going. I remember the incident. Might have been a little concussed at the time. I think they... we were real big on if it still hurts tomorrow, we'll go.
Well, see, the thing...
Which is, they don't do that no more.
No, because Patty was ahead of the
I'm
time
not
on
paying
that.
the goddamn copay at the ER. That was like $150.
But if you hit your head, you weren't allowed to fall asleep. I remember I hit my head one time, but she kept me up all night.
Meth? And a little dabble, do you? Keep you up, keep your wire. Go cut the grass.
But you weren't allowed to go to sleep because if you fell asleep with a concussion, you could die in your sleep.
Sure.
It happened to a couple of kids.
That's what they always said.
Yeah.
So that was the first. I don't remember everything. I remember the actual. I remember jumping. I remember being like lift off. I remember smacking my head. I don't remember the aftermath.
You were knocked out cold.
Knocked out cold. I don't know if I was knocked out. I don't know if I've ever been.
Was there any foul play involved in this injury?
No, I don't. Like my brother threw him, like tripped me or something. You mean?
No, that's
I
where
don't
most
think
of my
so.
injuries came from. Was older kids fucking me up.
I've been knocked out a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been. I don't
Put
think
to
I've ever
sleep.
lost consciousness.
Dude, I was playing frisbee in an alley. I went.
That's a fun time.
It was in Chicago.
Was it the 30s? Frisbee in an alley.
What were you on lookout for Al Capone?
The bad pass. I went running for it, wasn't looking, caught it, and then head straight into a telephone pole. I woke up on my back.
Oh, I know that. I mean, I've never been knocked out, but that rattle from hitting your head, and like we make that joke a lot, like when a bomb goes, like the, and like you're trying to like,
Yeah.
oh, that fucking sucks.
Because that's what I was going to ask you. Have you ever had the situation where you fell or whatever, you hit your head, and you get up, and there's that beat or two where you're like, how injured am I? Am I in real trouble? Because I did that one time playing football, and they had like a cutout to get into the basement, and it was like a 4-foot drop, just concrete. And I wasn't looking, and I ran and fucking fell right into it and banged my head. And I remember getting up and being like, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh,
Yeah.
fuck. How hurt am I?
Yes.
You wake up, there's a guy drawing the chalk line around you.
Get off of me.
I ain't dead yet.
It's going to take a lot more than that, you cocksucker.
Let's go. It's fourth and one.
Fourth and one. Our ball, pussy.
What
kind of fucking program has a pit in the middle of their field, by the way?
We were in the backyard. It was fucking this old house that had like you walk down a couple flights of stairs to get into their basement, and I just fucking went right off of it.
Oh, I misheard you. I thought you were on a football field.
No,
That's what I thought, too. Ref's going, that's a clean play. Let him play, ref. Let him play.
but if I remember correctly,
The pit plays.
if I remember correctly, at one point when I first started playing football in 7th grade, the middle school hadn't been redone. And do you remember in the 60s and 70s, the goalpost was at the start of the goal line?
Yeah, like Canadian football.
Yeah. I fucking banged my head on that a couple of
Although
times.
that's what was happening to everyone, so they moved it. They're like, this is a problem. Vi Sikahema. Just fucking getting taken out. Shout out to Vi. Then the next one, which you brought up, was the big one, was the knee. I was 8 years old, June 17th, last day of 3rd grade. Going to celebrate with the boys, go down to the watering hole, do some rope swinging.
Sure.
Did that. Fucking went down. I was always too fat to be doing stuff. And I wish my mom was just like, listen, you're a little fat kid.
You didn't understand.
I couldn't jump like the
balance.
other guys. You know what I
No.
mean? Like, they're jumping out of the tree. They're getting at least an extra foot, or they're doing their skate. Whatever it is, they have a little more hang time. I was barely catching air.
You
know
got
what I mean?
cinnamon bun grease all over your fingers, slipping.
I got extra virgin olive oil on my shoes.
Take some of those ho-hos out of your pocket. You get a little air, tubby. Your fat ass.
I mean, if my mom sat me down.
What did you hit, by the way? I always forget.
What?
A tree or something? What was in there?
No one know. I don't know. No, there was no way of telling. I would assume like a root because I didn't make it out. So we were all rope swinging, and I've told the story a little bit. We're all rope swinging, into the creek.
You were rope falling.
Oh, man. Man.
That rope would jam you up, too. You catch a burn on that thing.
Well, that also, I didn't have, like, great upper body strength. That's what you see all those videos of people fucking rope swinging. They're running off the cliff in, like, Jamaica or whatever, and then they don't have the upper body strength to hold themselves up, which no one tells you need.
Would you do the zip line if you were on vacation somewhere?
Now?
Over the forest?
Now?
Yeah.
No, because this fucking long list of fucking injuries.
I wouldn't do that shit.
We did it. Vinny with the skinny had one from his shed to a tree, and we would do that all day long.
Yeah,
that
it's
was
like
a good
10
time.
feet off the ground.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the ones down in like Costa Rica where you're in like the rainforest.
Toby hit me.
And you're-
Suck my dick. No way I'm doing that. You're crazy.
Hundreds of feet up, trusting your life to some fucking dirt ball.
Yeah. Some guy down there on fucking gap year
Yeah.
smoking weed, trying to be cool. Listen, buddy, go back to your parents' house. They love you. So I jumped out of the tree, last jump of the day, knee bent, didn't make it out far enough. Obviously, not enough. I just let go. You know what I mean? I didn't.
You're a fat piece of
Yeah,
shit.
fat piece of shit. I just let go and fell, hit a root, knee fucking explodes.
Ugh.
Shark bite-esque look, like flesh, like bad. Jammed up back in the woods, get me on a fucking picnic bench, carry me to an old woman's car who lived back in the woods. They got her, somebody went to her house, they got me, she could only get back so far. We're on bikes. I can't ride a bike. I remember the one kid going, "You think you can ride your bike?" I'm like, "Motherfucker, it's just panic time, dude. What are you talking about? Ride a bike. Throw the Huffy in the water. Destroy the evidence.
Start puffing smoke. Get the fucking chopper out here.
Yeah, dude. Light a flare. Do something." Jammed up. That ended up being. He said he stopped counting stitches after 1,000. I lost a third of my patella tendon, emergency surgery, the whole 9 yards. Knee brace for 6 months. Like, can't bend it for 6 months. Physical therapy, crutches.
I wonder how much gas it took to put you out. Like a goddamn rhino.
I'm in there smoking. Yo, Doc, you got a light? I think I need something a little stronger than that.
What's this, a decaf latte? Let's go. What are you, saving the good stuff for Christmas? Break it out, will you? I'm hurting over here.
That was trauma early. That was realizing. That was the first time. I remember my dad even still says it, or when I used to talk to him, he would say, he goes, "That was the first time like I actually had to lie to one of my kids." Because I was like, I would be all right, Dad, or something. He's like, "Yeah, man." Fucking like, dude, we are fucked. Like, they were talking about like, hey,
He
like
whispers in your mom's ear, "We can have another one." This one's busted.
this one's fucked up.
Got a lemon.
I'm fucking pushing this kid around in a wheelchair for the next fucking 20 years. Yeah, I was fucked up. It was bad.
Yeah.
Bums me out, dude.
What?
Injuries like that freak me out, man.
Dude, I'm lucky enough that in my head, I was younger. And I remember Segura was talking about this after he went through his fucking, his arm and his leg.
Dude, that had to hurt
I'm so glad
fucking bad.
I didn't have any perspective. Like, I was just I'm like, oh, I'm just going through this. Like, I had no real grasp of the significance of it, the severity of it, like, the emotional baggage that I would feel now of, like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just like, oh, I'll bounce back. You're 8 or what? I was 8 years old. I'm like, oh, I'll figure it the fuck out.
Got another knee. I'll be all right.
Yeah. I remember the first time I learned the first time I bent it a little bit was in a campground, Whippoorwill campground outside of Wildwood. We were staying there in a camper. It's also like, why you take a kid on crutches to stay in a fucking camper?
Oh
spring
my,
for a motel room.
Because they put the deposit down already. What are you talking about? Just because you're clumsy doesn't mean they're ruining the family vacation. They already bought the goddamn s'mores.
A whole summer. Hey guys, wait up!
Oh, man.
Sucked. I didn't even do it. No, but like that's what I'm saying. I would have been crazy
Fucking
depressed.
Tiny Tim over here.
I would have been crazy depressed
That
now.
little bastard.
Crutches are bending.
You gotta tighten the wing nuts.
Those wing nuts sucked.
Oh,
Those things would jam you up.
you're telling me,
Crutch
dude.
technology in the 80s was brutal.
Let me ask you this. Did you ever spin a yarn? Ever try to play it up a little bit? Maybe talking to a lady?
I was 8. I'm not at the bar. Like, yeah, I was jumping my motorcycle.
There was 4 of them.
Yeah. I spin a
So
yarn.
there I
dude.
was. The Viet Cong were everywhere.
I was 8 years old. I didn't leave the house for a month. Like, I couldn't go anywhere. I was, like, bedridden. Like that's what I'm saying would have crazy depressed me. Of like
I never had that.
I was also just like cool. Let fucking play Maury Povich and fucking.
When that happened to that kid, he was forgotten, left behind.
Yeah.
If you were fucking shut out for a summer, buddy, we'll see you
Might
at
as well
Christmas.
been deported.
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
You're gone. You are out of the
The
circle.
wiffle ball game's happening with or without
yeah,
you.
I didn't even. There wasn't even like a text group I could get in to
No.
chat or anything. Or
And I'm
stay
sure
up.
you heard the kids on a summer night playing outside.
Well, my brother would be going, we're going down the shore. We're doing this. We're going here. Me, Liam, Sean, we're all. And I'm hanging out like a fucking old Vietnam vet,
Dude.
watching the time go by.
Hanging out on China Beach at the hospital.
That jammed me up. For real, that was a bad one. A year of physical, rehab, physical therapy, the whole 9 yards.
Physical therapy as a little kid. That's
Yeah,
a tough
dude.
look.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Damn.
8 staples. I remember them taking the staples out. It looked like they were using like wire cutter. I was like, dude, I remember my dad looking and goes, I got a set of those in the trunk. Fucking, I could have popped these out, save the copay. Fucking jamming me up, doc. That was the big one. And then I broke my arm. I think that I was in a cast for about 2 years, in an arm cast.
Always jealous of the cast.
Not
Always.
at. I mean, this one was.
It looked cool.
Yeah, well, it was
Certain kids could really pull off
It
a
was
cast.
attention as well. It was like you're there. Hey, what's that? You're like, fucking, got in a bar fight or whatever. That's when I started lying. What happened to you? You should see the other guy. That kind of thing. But I was wrestling with my brother. WWF was big. I was wrestling with my little brother, I think, and I fell
You were older?
at my hand.
You were wrestling your younger brother and you got hurt? Jesus Christ.
I mean, I don't think I was.
Talk about soft batch. Holy shit.
I don't think I was. I wasn't. I was playing with him, I should say. I was probably.
You were getting the shit kicked out of you, is what it
he
sounds
was,
like.
He was like 2. I was like 12. I was like playing with him. I wasn't like.
You stink.
We didn't like fucking have a match and keeping points.
Dude, if I was playing with my older brother and he got hurt, I wouldn't look at him the same.
Yeah, well, he hasn't. So
He's like 3 days older than you.
He's 18 months. But if he was 10 years older than me and he got hurt,
yeah, I don't know. I think you're taking it as like he hurt me. That wasn't the case. Like something happened. I forget, and I fell or something, and I remember fucking my hand up bad. Which
He never pinned me.
That was a dirty move. It was a full Nelson. We said no fulls, only halves.
Mom! You pussy.
I look back. This was just malnutrition. That's what this one was. This was no vegetables and no milk. That's what it got me.
Bones are full of Cheeto
Oh
dust.
man, I think I was on my knees and like fell, like I was like wrestle whatever, and I think I like went down, and I remember fucking my hand up really bad, like hurting. And my dad's whole thing was that it was always jammed. That's you jammed the finger, you jammed your wrist, so he'd
man.
always pull it out. I remember he yanked it and it didn't work. I was like, no. We're good, dude.
Hand comes up. Oh, fuck, shit.
Just put some ice on. You'll be all right. Get an ace bandage.
Wait till this inning's over. I'll take you to the hospital.
So we never went to the hospital for that, and that's what I'm thinking did it. Because then 6 months later, I lived with it broken for 6 months. And then we were running in the hallway in school, me and a couple other kids. And we were like, throw a ball down the hallway. We shouldn't have been. Like, we were like, on our own, like going to the bathroom or whatever, going somewhere on our own.
Sure.
And someone had like a racket ball or some like weird ball that we would throw down the hallway.
That was never a good kid, by the way. The kid who just had a racket ball. That would just be in school with a racket ball.
Squeezing it to get strong forearms or something.
Yeah, that was never a good kid.
Yeah. And what I remember running for it, and I remember I had bested the kid, like I had got there, like it was like clearly going to be mine, and he fucking tripped, like he like threw a foot out, dude, and it was one of those things where like you clip your feet, and dude, I just launched. Like I remember being like, this ain't gonna end well, dude. Fucking hand went down and broke it again.
You've been losing fights with gravity your whole life.
Dude, that's what I'm
dude.
saying. They should have just put me in a bubble. Like I shouldn't have been doing shit.
Just start reading, dude.
Why didn't fucking anybody say that? I mean, maybe they did. I wasn't listening to them. I shouldn't have done nothing. Nothing. she's buying me skateboards and snow. What are you doing, lady? I'm fat. Buy me a treadmill or something.
Get some fucking vitamin D pills or something.
God
Start
damn.
there.
So that one, we found out after we went to get X-rays. I re-broke it. I broke it the first time, which I think was with my brother. I'm not sure. We don't know how I originally broke it. That's me looking back and thinking.
Man.
Yeah. So
Like
it,
Mr. Glass.
I know. I broke the bone, your navicular bone, this bone right here, and it broke and it healed in 2 separate pieces.
Ugh.
And then I broke those pieces. So like I'm like all jammed up in there. So then they were like, this has been broken for months. Like this didn't just happen. You just like re-aggravated.
I thought they were smacking you around.
I remember they.
They pulled you in?
At some point, yeah, something. I was like, get the fuck out! You're a narc on my parents. Who the fuck you think you are? I don't
Yeah,
know.
you get smacked around every once in a while. So what?
You do too if you run your lip like I did.
I got a couple of shots in.
Your dad walks in, you're drinking a milkshake. What'd you say that?
Good looking county, fucker.
So then I found out that's broken. I do 18 months in casts with that.
18 months.
Well, I went 6 months because they're like, I think you go into one for 2 months at a time.
What hand is this? The left hand?
Left hand.
Aren't you left-handed?
No.
Okay.
Or am I? No.
Who was
right
what
hand.
you wiping your ass with the right hand, right?
I think I always wipe my ass with my right hand.
Okay. That'd be a tough look. I knew a kid broke both of his wrists. High school. Mom had to wipe his ass for about 6 months.
I'd move to France and get a bidet or something. I ain't let my mom fucking go near my.
He was he was a real tall kid, real lanky tall kid, trying to look cool, trying to dunk in the old gym. Went down.
Dunking. That's what'll get you, dude.
Oh man, Mom had to wipe his ass.
I'll fucking jam you up.
I wouldn't shit for fucking 8 months.
You just sew your asshole closed and just keep feeding you. And
Feeding you. Got the Wu-Tang, if I remember. Is that what it is?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
ODB.
They so they kept putting me in the wrong cast. This is when I first learned there's a difference between hospitals. Of good hospitals versus bad hospitals.
That's too young to be knowing that
I know, dude. I know.
Because back then, that's all they talk shit on. The fucking moms and stuff. Ah, fuck, I'm not taking you down to Lankenau. They'll never see it. It's a goddamn
Yeah, we went
to Suburban.
We went to St. Mary's, which everybody called St. Scary's. You're doing a surgery at St. Scary's?
An old Catholic hospital? No, thank you.
It was a nice facility.
Trying to put you to sleep with holy water? Get the fuck out of here. A little bit of tabernacle wine.
Say the Lord's Prayer and fucking hope.
Piece of leather.
Well, we went back to this orthopedic surgeon because this same guy did my knee. Saved the knee. Figure he can handle a fucking broken wrist here for a little fat 12-year-old at this point.
Falling off his game a little bit.
He was putting me in the wrong cast. So he was putting me in just like a regular cast, like up to like here. Like, up before the elbow, no thumb.
Sure.
Right? Like just like around there. And that wasn't working, so we went to a specialist down at Penn, I think, or, Hahnemann or one.
Let me tell you,
specialist.
folks,
Get a specialist, doctor, something.
Let me tell you, folks, something. If you don't live in the tri-state area down there in Philly, Penn, just like the school, is where you want to be.
Yeah.
That's usually, you go to St. Scary's, you go to this one, you go to that one. When they're done fucking around,
If they can't figure it out, they send it to the big guy.
they send you to Penn.
Penn, or it might have even been like Temple Hand. One of them, I don't think it was
Temple,
Penn.
too?
One of them has like a really good hand department that I had to go to. I think it was like Temple Hand and Wrist or something like that.
That makes sense.
2 doctors came in, and right away they were like, "You've wasted the last 5, 6, whatever it was," because they kept putting it in cast and it just wasn't working. They're like, "Hey, we'll try again. They were like, "You wasted the last 6 months."
Who were you dating at the time? Nothing on that? Okay.
They were like, that cast isn't going to do anything.
Really? Nothing on that?
I don't understand it.
I didn't get it at all.
Could you say when you're in a bad relationship, say, I wasted the last 6 months on you. So I was making a joke.
I thought you were making a joke of like, I was a fat. I didn't get it, to be honest with you.
Fair enough. Smart crowd would get it. I'm sure the homies got it. I'll wait for the comments. I'll peruse.
I'll peruse. He goes, you got to be in a cast past your elbow and with your thumb up. So I was up to here with my thumb covered.
How did you tell people you didn't like stuff?
Hey, Kippy, what do you think of this movie? I hate it.
Truck drivers must have loved you, huh? Hey. This fat little bastard's hitching.
Oh, God, it fucking sucks.
Oh, man, there's a whole movie from the '90s based around that premise of a guy giving thumbs up to stuff he doesn't want to be giving thumbs up to.
That was a Seinfeld. He was giving the fingers. His guy's hand was in a cast. When he had Danny Tardival in the car,
Yeah,
George.
I know. I'm familiar with the program.
Mm-hmm.
So they get me jammed up. So we do like 6 months in a cast with that to try to see if that'll do it.
Jesus.
But they're like, the bone has healed as two separate bones. They're not going to ever grow together. But I didn't want surgery.
So you had 207 bones instead of 206?
Yeah, technically, I guess.
Whoa. Yikes.
Yeah.
No sleepovers for you, freak show. Wouldn't trust you.
Yeah, I
This
guess
guy's a
so.
mutant.
So they had to go in, do the surgery after 6 months of cast, fucking put a screw in there, titanium screw. I got titanium in me.
Drywall. You still have it in there?
Yeah.
You do?
Uh-huh.
That's got to get changed at some point.
Titanium?
That's like oil. You got to change that every 8,000 miles or something.
Every 8,000 chicken farms, you got to change. Got to change.
Do you have a titanium screw in you?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't set off when you go through the
Titanium
thing?
doesn't set off. I believe.
Really?
Make sure, Dobie, can you look at that? Titanium shouldn't set off. Oh, it doesn't set off.
I remember when titanium lacrosse shafts came out. They were all the rage.
Mhm.
It was like a lightsaber. Fucking light as shit.
Yeah.
Fucking crossing people up. Whipping work. Yeah.
It's a
Uh,
non-magnetic metal, so airport metal detectors are not set off, and Magneto can't get you.
Thank God. Maybe this is my.
So if you ever fight Spider-Man, you'll be all right.
Maybe this is my origin story to become a villain.
Forehead man.
He's going to annoy you to death.
Then headbutt you.
Surgery for that, and then he cast for that after that. If I had a pin, they pulled the pin out after that. Whole rigmarole on that.
Jesus. And that was it?
No.
Because you didn't play any sports. You got more?
I played hockey. But then I broke that arm again snowboarding.
Jesus Christ.
And had to have that erector set, the external fixator.
Ugh. One of my buddies had that, man. I couldn't.
On his head or on his arm?
Dude, I had seen there was a kid that had one on his head and a kid that had one on his arm. My buddy fucked up his tendon here and it like rolled back and they had to put that thing in. Man, I loved him, but I couldn't eat lunch with him. It would gross me the fuck
Buddy,
out.
you're telling me. That's when I got real. I was in senior year in high school when I had that.
Jesus.
Uh-huh. Winter break. It happened right before. No, it happened. It was Super Bowl Sunday. The Birds were in the Super Bowl.
So you weren't scoring with any broads?
No. I mean, I had fucking an erector set coming out of my arm. And I had what I would
Did you go to the prom with that thing?
No, it was out.
Semi-formal? You had to go to a winter dance with that thing. You were that kid?
No, we never. The winter dances weren't cool. We just did the proms.
Really?
Yeah, they were never. They were like.
Oh, ours were banging. Formal, semi-formal.
Nah, they were never cool. We did just the thing everybody had to do was the proms. But I would wear fucking button-ups. Button-ups were big at that point. Jay-Z was rapping about button-ups. So we would do button-ups and I would have it unbuttoned like around it so you couldn't. It fucking sucked. In a sling too, a good amount. It was bad news.
It's like one of those old guns.
Ping! It just shoots one homemade bullet.
Fucking Travis Trickle or whatever his name was.
Travis Bickle.
Travis Bickle.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Man.
Fucking sucked.
Fucking Mr. Gadget.
Oh
Get
man,
outta
I had to
here.
clean the wounds and stuff.
Ugh.
It fucking
That's yikes.
sucked.
I pulled a rib.
Trying to suck my own dick.
I almost got there too. I pulled a rib in junior year in a JV football game. I was diving into a guy and it like I creaked my backpack and the rib my bottom rib pulled away from my vertebrae. And
Ugh.
I was hurt, but I didn't realize how bad it was. I remember I got in the game was over. I got in the car. They drove me home, and then as I was stepping up into my mom's house in the front, it like fell down like not into my hip, but like it fell down and like it caught me, and I just and fucking hit the ground, and they couldn't do anything. They couldn't operate, so they just put this. It was like a cast. It was gauze first, and then I think some kind of cast around my body that stayed there for about a month and a half. And that thing, man, whoo!
Really?
Puts stunk.
But
Brutal.
So you couldn't move?
I was like restricted. I couldn't really breathe that well. I was in that thing for I think it was about a month. It had to have been about a month because that would have been early fall, and I was wrestling when wrestling season started.
You had a medicinal gurnal?
Yeah. It still hurts every once in a while. I pulled my bottom rib. I didn't break the rib. It pulled out of the spine.
What?
I think so, if that
doesn't
makes
make
sense. Give that a Google. What's the rib? What is ribs?
I don't think the ribs go into your spine.
They don't?
No.
What's it connected to? The rib in the back.
Connected to the neck bone. Neck bone's connected to the
There's
got
got to be some kind of cartilage that I pulled it out of or something like that.
Don't the rib cage connects up here? I think it's not it hangs
It was my bottom. It was my bottom rib on the right-hand side. What do you see there?
Costochondral separation may also be called a rib dislocation. A dislocating injury to a joint that may cause the bone to be displaced from its usual position.
That sounds about right. Something like that.
Are your ribs connected to your spine?
No, I think they're
It wasn't more than a month that I was in this thing.
Maybe they are connected to your spine.
The thoracic spine.
What the hell's that?
Hey, you clean it up.
I don't know. It sounds like a T-Rex.
The front of your ribs are, right? That's bone on bone.
It looks like there's some sort of there's some sort of cartilage that connects to the front, but it looks like they are connected to the back. Man, we are dumb.
Yeah. But that can't be right. You wouldn't be able to move. You'd be like an old Star Wars toy.
I don't know.
Because you can move. Because the vertebrae move around. I don't know, but I was fucking jammed up, and it hurt like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Laying there.
Ribs and toes are the best thing you can break.
They don't do anything for
You
them.
can't do shit for it.
Yeah. Fingers sucked. I have this thing where I can go like that with my finger.
I've broken all of
no,
my
don't
fingers.
do that, dude.
Yeah, I did that the last football game of the year. I had to wrestle most of my senior year. Yeah, it's all rubbery. Call it my crazy pinky.
Hit it with the crazy thing.
Oh, stop it.
You like that?
No, I fucking hate it, dude. Oh,
You
I hate
want that?
shit.
Yeah, there's a tendon in there that was supposed to be fixed, and it wasn't.
Yeah, that's I mean, dude, fingers back in the day was can you write after 3 or 4 days? You go, to go up.
Yeah, this one's crooked. This one goes in. I used to fuck my fingers up all the time.
Yeah, we fucked them up constantly. We would play hockey and without gloves before
Just catching the bottom of the cookie jar.
When we play hockey.
I thought it was deeper.
That would jam you out, dude. The rollerblade, that was those old wooden sticks. The fight, you were really really going up against it, jamming shit up.
The only real time, the things that scared me when I was little were the things when I was little, was when they threw me into the bedpost, and then
I think the government came and did it.
I told you this before that. I got a pack of Razzles one time when we were living in Town Line, and me and my buddy Rodney were down by the creek, and my brother and his buddy Kurt were up on the bridge, and my brother kept saying, "Give me a Razzle," and I was like, "No," and he picked up what he thought was a mud ball and fired it at me. He had a pretty good arm back then, too, and it was a rock on the inside, and it fucking hit me in the head and exploded, and I was like, that didn't hurt, and then just blood gushing down my head.
Leaking.
Patty was home from work. Fucking, and the only thing my brother was concerned was don't get me in trouble. He's like, I'm sorry, don't get me in trouble. And dude, I was petrified. And I remember they were like, get on your bike, we're gonna ride home. And I was getting woozy. And I remember being on the bike, and I asked Kurt Rakowski, I was like, dude, am I gonna die? He's like, I don't know, man.
A lot's changed. Am I gonna die? Is this bad? Am I gonna die?
And then Patty threw
Take
a
Alexa Pro, will you?
Patty threw a pot at my head one time, and that was the same thing. That was a pretty bad cut.
I just picture that like the big boom, like the egg goes up.
She didn't mean to hit me in the head. She meant to throw it near me, but it.
Yeah, that's what she
Caught
said.
me.
That's how she sleeps at night.
That's funny. Two people in my family throw things at my head. What kind of piece of shit am I, huh?
Hey, I've never thrown anything. I'm like a goddamn saint over here.
And my knee. I fucked my knee up in college.
And yesterday.
Yes. Not yesterday.
That's what I saw you.
It was bothering me yesterday because I did the elliptical yesterday, and it comes and goes. That's the same knee, I think. This is the one that I hurt when the dog came at me when my dad passed, and then that I hurt again right before Texas. But this is the same knee. I blew out my knee, my MCL, playing Princeton. No big deal. Junior varsity. It was a Monday. They left me in the locker room.
MCL, the mac and cheese ligament.
That's pretty good. It's pretty quick.
Not bad, dude.
You know what I forgot that I saw that I was getting tagged and shit? The PhD, pretty hot dog.
Pretty hot dog.
Pretty hot dog.
Let me tell you, Dr. D loved it.
Shout out to the Diesel.
My dad was stoked.
I appreciate
Wait,
that.
he lives on a Patreon? Or is that a public app?
That was Pubs.
Okay.
Oh, was it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
run my Yap and Gym Pop from every time to time.
Okay.
There you go.
Fair enough.
Not bad.
You do one more, and then we got to get out of here. I got hit by my buddy James. They were doing construction in a neighborhood, which was always fun to hang out and play in as a
Sure.
12-year-old, 10, 12-year-old, whatever.
Let me tell you something right there, though. They do the basement. They put the foundation in. Kids gonna get killed with that shit.
I've said this before. My buddy fell through the second floor, through the first floor into the basement, and there was no stairs for him to get out. And it was like 2 a.m, and they somehow he broke his pelvis. They somehow got him out. The cops, it was a whole fight because he couldn't
That's like 15 feet.
It was more than that.
What's a basement?
20 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
fuck
floor's
that.
10 feet.
That fresh, smooth concrete.
No ladder.
Yike. No.
Ay, caramba.
Fuck that.
They were all smoking the fucking funny grass too. That's what you get.
Smoking jazz
Smoking the
cigarettes.
devil's lettuce. Jesus, come down and smack thee.
There was a guy in Chicago did comedy, did like improv and shit like that, and he was fucking around on a roof, climbed up on a smokestack. It was dark as fuck.
Jesus.
Couldn't see the hole. Fell into the hole and fucking suffocated, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yikes.
God damn. Yeah, that's why I don't like doing shit anymore. I'm home. I'm
Nope.
at the bar. I'm at a comedy club. That's all I'm doing. I'm not going on I've been on hikes. I'm fucking petrified.
I feel like the Foley anxiety kept me from getting hurt in those situations. Like when my other friends would jump off the roof into the pool, I'd go up there and fucking try to do it, but I would always pussy out. I was the one that would crack his fucking head open.
Yeah.
I told you you're jumping off the roof. That's what happens. Mm-hmm. I could stay home and have you throw cutlery at me.
Hit me with cookware. We had a bike jump. There was like there was a pretty big hill, not big, but like steep, probably like a 10-foot hill steep. We would go up the back with it with our bikes, ride down it, get a bunch of speed, and then there was like a pile of stones that we put like plywood on top of or whatever. It's just like a little like kicker, but we'd get a lot of speed really quick and then hit this thing and whatever, just fucking dick around. And that's not how I even got hurt, which is how one should get hurt in that situation. I was walking across to go up or something, and my buddy James, Flip's twin brother, went down and fucking hit me. And he hit me with the bolt, the front, like I got out of the way, and the front bolt to his fork, like on the fork, took a fucking $50 size chunk.
You mean a peg?
No, not the peg, the bolt.
Ooh,
like
those things were sharp.
Dude, it looked like a musket ball shot hit me. I just fucking took a circle out of my leg.
Fucking anteatum.
Puncture wounds suck so fucking hard,
It's
dude.
scary.
We went to, I think I called my mom or my dad. They picked me up. I don't even think we went to the hospital because they were like, because my mom's worked in the hospital. She's very, takes care of everything.
Little peroxide, little Neosporin.
But
Wrap that up.
No, she was like, there's no skin to give you stitches. She's like, because it was just a hole missing out of my. She's like, they can't even cinch that together, buddy.
She put a piece of cutlet on it.
throw a piece of fucking T-bone in there, just jam it up. We got to wrap her up there, gang.
The injury show here.
Yeah, well,
I like it.
We've talked about it peppered in through the years, but to chronologicalize it,
Sure.
to put it in a chronological order at 2-4, 5-4-9er.
Trying to think if that's it.
I have many more.
Severely sprained my ankle.
I got a firecracker in the eye. I had a splinter that I thought was going to lose my foot. Pool basketball net got me.
Oh, that'll get you.
Yeah, everything. I've been jammed up real bad. I got hurt a lot.
T-bone, you didn't say. What'd you break?
I've never broken
Couple
a
of
bone.
hearts, huh?
Thank fucking Christ. But I've gotten real close. My left wrist doesn't work anymore because I've sprained it probably upwards of 40 times.
Skateboarding.
Yeah, I've been knocked unconscious like at least, 6 times,
Keep
dude.
that fucking mouth shut. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, dude.
Toe the line, will you?
Getting knocked out. Gang, we fucking love you to death. Big episode dropping tonight. If you're listening to this on Sunday, we got Uncle Joey in the building.
Yes, sir.
We love you to death. Get over to RUGarbage.com if you want to pick up a tea, if you want to grab us some tickets. That's going to be your one-stop shop moving forward.
Yes, sir.
We fucking love you to death. You're the lifeblood of the fucking podcast, and we can't thank you enough, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.